In early December 2018, an unexpected and ferocious snowstorm swept across the southeastern United States, blanketing regions unaccustomed to such severe winter weather. States like North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia found themselves under a thick layer of snow and ice, leading to widespread disruptions and emergencies. Amid this chaos, a heartwarming tale of heroism emerged when a National Guardsman braved the elements to rescue a sick infant stranded in the snow-covered landscape. December 2018 will be remembered for a snowstorm that defied expectations and historical weather patterns. Meteorologists had predicted snowfall in the mountainous regions of the southeast, but the storm's intensity and reach surpassed forecasts. Areas that typically experienced mild winters were now grappling with heavy snowfall, leading to a state of emergency in several locales. The National Weather Service reported that regions in southern Virginia and western North Carolina received more snow from this single storm than they usually would in an entire winter season. Roanoke, Virginia, recorded a staggering 15 inches of snow on December 9th, setting a new record for the snowiest December day in the city's history. Similarly, Greensboro, North Carolina, saw 12.8 inches, while Asheville reported 11.1 inches. In higher elevations of the Appalachians, snowfall ranged between 1.5 to 2 feet, transforming familiar landscapes into unrecognizable snow-laden terrains. The storm's impact was immediate and far-reaching. Power lines succumbed to the accumulating ice and snow, leaving hundreds of thousands without electricity. Duke Energy reported that approximately 240,000 customers in North Carolina and an additional 170,000 in South Carolina were plunged into darkness. Appalachian Power noted that 20,000 residents in Virginia faced similar outages. The loss of power during freezing temperatures posed significant challenges, especially for vulnerable populations. Transportation networks were paralyzed. Charlotte Douglas International Airport experienced over 1,000 flight cancellations, stranding travelers and disrupting holiday plans. Roadways became treacherous, with icy conditions leading to numerous accidents and impassable routes. In Lubbock, Texas, which also felt the storm's wrath, over 60 car crashes were reported, underscoring the storm's extensive reach and the hazards it introduced to daily commutes. In the midst of this natural disaster, the human spirit's resilience and compassion shone brightly. In Lenoir, North Carolina, a family found themselves in a dire situation. Their home had been without power for 3 consecutive days due to the storm's devastation. The plummeting temperatures inside the house were particularly concerning for the family's infant, who had recently been ill. The parents' anxiety grew with each passing hour as they watched their child's condition with mounting dread. The mother, recognizing the escalating danger, reached out for assistance. She contacted emergency services, conveying the urgency of their predicament. The combination of her infant's recent illness and the freezing conditions created a perilous environment, and she knew that without intervention, her child's health was at significant risk. Responding to the call for help was 27-year-old Sergeant Donovan McPherson of the National Guard. With 11 years of service, McPherson was no stranger to challenging situations. At the time the storm hit, he had just completed his finals at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Without hesitation, he donned his uniform and joined the efforts to assist those affected by the storm. Upon receiving the distress call about the stranded family, McPherson and his team navigated the snow-laden roads to reach their residence. The scene that greeted them was one of desperation. The mother was attempting to gather essentials, all while trying to keep her sick infant warm. The roads were impassable by vehicle, and time was of the essence. Demonstrating remarkable resolve and compassion, McPherson made a swift decision. He offered to carry the infant, secured in a car seat, through the snow to a safer location. Braving the harsh conditions, he trudged through the deep snow, ensuring the child's safety and well-being. His selfless act didn't go unnoticed. A photograph capturing the moment of McPherson carrying the baby through the snow quickly circulated online, earning him widespread admiration and gratitude. The family's ordeal and McPherson's heroic actions highlighted the broader community's response to the crisis. Neighbors checked on one another, shared resources, and extended help wherever possible. Emergency responders, utility workers, and volunteers worked tirelessly to restore normalcy, often putting their own safety on the line. In the aftermath, as power was gradually restored and roads cleared, stories of bravery and kindness emerged, painting a picture of a community that, when faced with adversity, came together to support its members. The December 2018 snowstorm, while bringing unprecedented challenges, also showcased the indomitable human spirit and the profound impact of selfless actions. Sergeant Donovan McPherson's courageous deed during the December 2018 snowstorm serves as a poignant reminder of the everyday heroes who walk among us. In the face of nature's fury, his unwavering commitment to duty and compassion ensured the safety of a vulnerable child. Such acts of valor and kindness illuminate the best facets of humanity, inspiring us all to rise to the occasion when others are in need. Sergeant Donovan McPherson's courageous efforts didn't just save a child's life, they inspired countless people who heard his story. As news of his heroic rescue spread, it became a beacon of hope in a storm that had left many feeling helpless. For the family, reaching safety in Hudson, North Carolina, where their relatives lived, was a moment of immense relief. The mother, still shaken from the experience, clutched her baby tightly, whispering words of gratitude to the soldier who had braved the storm for them. McPherson's act of kindness ensured that the infant would receive warmth, medical care, and most importantly, a chance to recover fully. In the following days, as temperatures fluctuated and emergency crews worked around the clock, more stories of resilience and human kindness emerged. As the storm's fury began to wane, authorities in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia ramped up their response efforts. National Guard troops, local law enforcement, and volunteers worked tirelessly to clear roads, restore power, and assist those still trapped in hazardous conditions. Duke Energy reported that linemen were working 16-hour shifts to restore power to the 380,000 customers affected. Utility trucks lined frozen streets, their workers battling the ice-covered lines to bring warmth back to homes. In some places, the restoration process took days due to ongoing snowfall and damaged infrastructure. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper continued issuing warnings, reminding residents that the melting snow posed additional dangers. Roads that seemed clear during the day would refreeze at night, creating black ice, a nearly invisible hazard responsible for multiple vehicle crashes. Despite the overwhelming praise he received from the public and media, McPherson remained humble about his actions. "I was just doing my job," he told reporters from RAL News. "I saw a family in need and I did what any one of us would have done. That's what the National Guard is here for, to serve and protect." The photograph of McPherson carrying the infant through the deep snow became a symbol of hope and dedication. Social media erupted with messages of appreciation. The baby's grandmother, Stephanie Sides Gilbert, took to Facebook to express her immense gratitude. "Thank you all for working so hard and helping my granddaughter get to a warm area to help maintain her body temperature," she wrote. "Without your help, we don't know what would have happened." As McPherson's story gained traction, people across the country hailed him as a true American hero. News outlets covered the rescue extensively, and even government officials publicly recognized his bravery. While McPherson's story ended in triumph, the reality for many storm victims was much harsher. For families trapped in their homes for days, fear and anxiety took a toll on their mental well-being. Parents worried about their children's safety, the elderly struggled with the freezing conditions, and many people suffered from post-storm trauma. Disaster psychologists note that extreme weather events like this blizzard can lead to increased cases of anxiety and depression. The uncertainty of power outages, dwindling food supplies, and isolation create a sense of helplessness that lingers even after the storm has passed. Fortunately, community relief efforts and the resilience of those affected helped many regain their sense of normalcy. Local shelters provided warmth and food to those in need, and emergency responders continued their heroic work to reach stranded residents. Even as conditions improved, the December 2018 storm left lasting effects on the region. Economists estimated that the storm caused millions of dollars in damage. Businesses were forced to close for days, transportation networks took a hit, and agricultural industries suffered losses. Insurance claims flooded in as homeowners sought compensation for collapsed roofs, broken pipes, and damaged vehicles. The snow had weighed heavily on structures not built for such severe conditions, and rebuilding efforts extended well into the new year. For many, however, the biggest loss was time, days spent without power, businesses shutting down, and schools closing, forcing families to adjust their routines. Still, stories like McPherson's helped bring a sense of unity and pride in the face of adversity. In the months following the storm, McPherson continued his service in the National Guard, treating his viral fame as nothing more than another day on the job. But for the family he rescued, his actions meant everything. The baby, now safe and healthy, became a symbol of how one person's bravery can change the course of an entire family's future. McPherson didn't just rescue a child from the freezing cold, he restored hope when it was needed most. His story serves as a reminder of the incredible sacrifices made by first responders and members of the military, who often step into danger to help those in need. The December 2018 snowstorm was a disaster that took lives, caused destruction, and brought hardship to thousands. But amidst the devastation, it also revealed the best in humanity. As winter storms continue to pose threats across the country, the story of Sergeant Donovan McPherson remains an inspiration. His willingness to go beyond the call of duty proved that even in the harshest conditions, one person's courage can make all the difference. For the family he saved, for the thousands who read about his heroism, and for those who continue to serve in emergencies, McPherson's actions serve as a lasting testament to the power of selflessness. While the snow eventually melted and life returned to normal, his bravery left an indelible mark, reminding us that true heroes walk among us, sometimes through the snow, carrying a life in their arms,